All right, what is going on, Discord family, and welcome back to another edition of Market Review with me, T. Hobbs. Today is February. Wait, what is today? February 26th, 2025, year of our Lord, and it is Wednesday, aka the day Nvidia makes or breaks this market. I got my money on making the market, by the way. But today, in the market was pretty pretty straightforward. I had somewhat of a roller coaster day, but we'll get into all of that as we go through the pre-market plan. It should have just been a pretty straightforward day, but I think I was sniffing myself a little bit too much. And every time you start smelling yourself, the market be like, "Good, I'm glad. Give me everything you got." So the market did a little bit of a stick up on me, so I had to go into goon mode. But I'll explain all of that later. So current conditions on the day, we were consolidating at the low of the downtrend, okay, which is usually pretty bullish, right? Anytime we're consolidating at discount, we're consolidating at the low of a downtrend. Like, this is usually a good sign that the market's trying to develop some type of structure. We're not breaking the lows, right? We're taking out highs, but we're not breaking lows. It's a really good sign the market wants to trade higher, right? We've been in discount all week. We're probably gonna watch this thing absolutely go ape shit while we're at it, but yeah. So the objective here was we were bearish as long as we stayed below 44,330. We were bullish as long as we stayed above 345, which we did both of those, right? Overnight, the bulls pushed price slightly above the previous day high, which was this candle here at 6 a.m. And have a strong uptrend brewing. However, we have not been strong enough to break back above any significant structure. As long as we stay below previous day high and above previous day low, I want to look to long and short the highs and long the lows, essentially. Basically, play the extremes. And you can see we came up here, we made a new high, right? And I believe it was Mike. Mike, I hope you held this trade. But Mike basically got short right at 43,919. If he'd have held this thing all day, Lord have mercy. It was a straight body bag, right? But essentially, we needed to see this breakout above this high. And then the next thing the market usually does is come back down and liquidate the lows. So everybody that was inside of these candles are now free liquidity, right? So the market liquidated these lows, put a double bottom in, and came back inside of our pre-market plan. So what was our plan? We were looking to short the lows at long the lows at 43,502 through 43,376. You guys can see the low of the day was basically 376. Okay. At the highs, we were looking to short the highs at 43,843 through 43,710, understanding that the market was in an uptrend. So we had these highs here that needed to get tested. They tested them, swept them, and it was a good opportunity to short the market, right? Bullish, if we were tapping back into what I said was a 4-hour, now turned into a 1 hour at 43,393 through roughly about 43,303. I thought that was a good opportunity to look for loans to step in. Well, the market came right into 43,370, 23 points off of that area. Boom, immediately found buyers. We continue to tap into this demand zone, so it gets smaller and smaller in my brain. So that's why I keep changing it, right? Below that, we got the CPI candle low. Still haven't tapped into that. Maybe Nvidia brings us down here. But the big thing, right, the most important thing is the extreme levels up here at the highs. The 4-hour resistance at 246 has yet to be tested. The weekly fib has yet to be tested, which tells me that although we're consolidating and generating liquidity inside of discount, which can be seen as very bullish, the market is refusing to get any continuation above the highs, which is making me more and more is making the bearish scenario more and more believable. But we'll see what happens when Nvidia reports, right? So my money is always on the bulls until the bears show me that they're willing to continue to sell off with some type of level of fear. All right, let's go down to the 15-minute or the 5-minute. I'll explain the first trade I took on the day, which in hindsight should have been my only trade. Really, nah, I take that back. I take 2, maybe 3 trades a day, just depending on the setup. But if I would have done what I was supposed to do and only took that, 1 trade and then took my loser gracefully in PM session, I wouldn't have had the story that I'm about to tell you guys. All right. So first and foremost, you guys know I trade 550 macro, right? So let's turn that guy on and I'll explain to you kind of why I got short up here. So obviously we're at the PM session high. I'm looking to get short. Only thing I'm waiting on now is for the market to take out the previous day high, right? They go and pop up above the previous day high. They print one of my favorite candles, a hangman pattern, right? If we zoom in right outside of the 550 macro, we get this aggressive push, print this hangman pattern. I think I got short 842. Yeah, 842, something like that. Yeah, I think I got short 43,842, stops above the high. My risk was like 15 points, something like that. And I was looking for about 200 handles. I got all that I could handle. My target was the daily fib, but once I saw these bulls start to step in inside of the 929.30 macro, I knew it was time to go. Got out of the trade for a nice 200-point move. Then I could have low-key just locked it up and been done for the day, but of course I didn't do that, right? And we'll get into that. But we traded down into 929.30. The market ended up rallying right up to 1025. We took that 4-hour high, which is what this red line represents. And Mike called it out. He's like, yo, Hobbs, like, we took that high, so, you know what I mean? Should we be looking for shorts? I said, that's the exact area you should be looking for shorts. Like, that's a great short. And it ended up working out pretty damn well because right inside of 1050, we traded up and then boom, just straight down, straight flush city. I honestly didn't see us coming all the way back down to the other end. I didn't. I really did not. And I'll explain what I did in this when we go over to the S&P 500 because that's where I take my PM session trade. But we ended up dropping all the way back down into the 1 hour demand zone, finding buyers here, pushing back above, but now we're just consolidating. Again, NVIDIA's going to report here in about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and we should be able to see maybe live exactly what price is going to do. So let's move over to the S&P 500. I'm not going to go over anybody's pre-market plan. I'm just going to go into what I would have done, right? It's just faster that way. Like it's things that I don't have to do, right? But if we're looking at the S&P 500, I set my charts up all the same, right? The range was between 59.95, right, through roughly about 59.78 at the high, right? The low was about 59.4325 through roughly about 59.24, okay? Remember I said yesterday, the fact that we're down here already at this weekly profile is fairly bullish, right? Whether or not these bulls actually take the bait, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But ultimately, if I was trading the S&P 500, I would have taken the same trade. I just would have taken it over here inside of 550. I'd have tried to get short 6,003 and target the daily fib. Thank God I didn't, because I probably would have got greedy. Nah, this was 30 points. I'd have been out of this trade for sure, right? But anyway, nice clean trade here. But the thing to note, although we broke structure to the downside, remember, after we break structure to the downside, the market likes to run that high. Because what it does in that situation, as it's revving up to go back down, it ends up trapping a lot of early sellers, right? Or in this case, late sellers at the lows, right? If you sold down here, child trading your girl. I'm just playing with you, girl. But in this situation, most people want to get short on the pullback, right? They're like, okay, I'm gonna short this candle. They don't understand the sequence of price is usually, if we're gonna go bearish, we like to run the high first, right? If we're gonna go bullish, we like to run the lows first. That's where the inverse head and shoulders thesis comes in, right? Instead, wait for the market to run these highs, pick a level or find a level that, you know, of interest, right? Preferably, you know, this little range right here, right? If we took like 50% of this range, let's see what this is. I haven't even checked this, but if we took this low to this high, this little black line here, hang on. Oh, I cannot wait to get the new computer. All right. Yep, there he goes. Previous high, previous low from 60.48 down to the low of 59.96. We tap right into that dealing range, right? Sometimes if you can find if you can find the previous dealing range, that is another way to find levels. Like I got NWALGs up here, whatever, but the market was too weak to make it to the NWALG. So what is the next best thing that it could log into? It'd be, you know, the dealing range, right? So it's tapping into this dealing range. It ends up tapping into 60.22.25, going straight down. Now this is where my day got interesting. Now, granted, I was up significant significantly on the day. I didn't need to trade, but there was a part of me that was feeling invincible, right? And sometimes a good dose of fucking, just a good spanking by the market is exactly what you need when you feeling invincible. Well, I FAFO, right? Fucked around and find out today, right? I'm telling you guys this story so you understand everybody is human. We all go through shit and we all can experience tilt. I am not far removed from going on tilt, and blowing every account, including my practice account, right? But at the same time, I'm getting better, right? But I still like to share with you guys stories like this, so you just recognize, bro, everybody can do it. Today, I went on semi-tilt, right? Inside a PM session, and I'm gonna tell you how it happened, okay? It's because before price came down here 2 hours ago, I already told y'all what I was gonna do. I said, if I catch price down here, I'm going long. Don't even ask me. I'm going long. That's it. No, it was a predetermined notion, right? I went for a walk for a couple hours. I came back. We were inside of this consolidation. I had already predetermined I was going long. And I was good. I got long 59.75, right? It was a good trade. I was only looking for 10 points, and I promised you I was going to be done trading. I was on the phone with Justin. This shit rallied all the way up to 59.84. It missed my target by 1 point and then proceeded to come all the way back and stop me out for a loss. It was like just add water because it was insta-tilt, right? Insta-tilt. At that point, I'm buying everything, right? This shit comes down again, I buy it. Stopped out for another loss. Stopped out for another loss. I mean, I think I blacked out when I went from green on the day to now I'm in the red, right? Now I have a max loss to protect myself. Automatically triggers at $1,000 down. I'm not gonna tell you how much I was up, and I'm not gonna tell you how much I was down. All I'm gonna tell you is I was green, locking in another green day by a lot, okay? And by the end of this falling knife, I was red and did not have a green day, okay? So let's just say my loss limit, my max loss limit is $1,000. I was about $400 away from that, okay? So by the time the tilt was over and the smoke cleared, all I did was I calmed down and I said, none of these trades were part of your system. Just forget they ever happened, right? You got two choices. You can walk away and take your red day, which I haven't had in a while, right? Or you can take a responsible trade, risk everything you got left in the tank, right? For your little max loss. Everything you got left on this trade and see what happens. So you know me, I'm a gunslinger. So I put two minis on. I put two minis on down here at 59.49. You know what I'm saying? I got long. I knew it was a good trade, right? And I risked the lows. Like, it is what it is. Like, if it stopped me out, I just hit max loss on the day. It's not gonna kill my funded account. I can absorb $1,000 loss. It's not gonna kill me, right? And then I rode it straight up to my target, ended up getting all of my money back, ending the day basically back where I was this morning. And when I tell you I couldn't have fucking cut this shit off faster, my target was actually 59.80. You can see we went right to that just now. But anyway, I couldn't have hit exit and clear or whatever the button is, flatten all, any faster. I was like, nope, I'll take that. I'm not telling you guys this because I'm proud of what I did, but I'm telling you guys this so you can understand, like, I know it's a lot of beginners in here. Hell, theoretically, I'm a beginner, right? Like 2 years of trading futures, that's not a long time whatsoever. But I'm also human, right? In that moment, in that quote unquote tilt that I went through, the only thing that saved me from blowing my account wasn't the fact that I was willing to gamble. It was the fact that I have so much back testing and data collecting and so much information up here that I knew exactly where I could take a good trade, right? Once I got done taking all of them dumbass trades, right? Ultimately, this is a market review, but this is a Discord community, right? I look at myself as one of the leaders inside of this community, and it would be irresponsible if I only told you about the wins, right? So did I win today? Yeah. Did I do it in a sleazy way? Yeah. Are you ever gonna care when I get a payout? No. Like, I'm not. because ultimately I've already done the work to eliminate a lot of this dumb shit from happening. I just got to make sure I stick to the script. Today I didn't. I went off script, but I was able to fall back on some of the things that I know to work in order to make sure that I did not end the day with a red day. So my green streak continues. However, it was kind of shaky today, a little bit shaky. All right. So let's go over to gold, right? Because the NASDAQ was basically the same as ES. So no real reason to go over that. Now with gold looks much stronger because the 4-hour candle is consolidating at the high, right? After sweeping the low, right? Most people will look at this as being bearish, but the bearish activity was failed. It failed right here at 29.04, right? So the market now is trying to push back above the weekly fib and looking to get back above the daily, or looking to get back above and start targeting premium for the week, in my opinion, right? If we look, just zooming out on gold, right? For all of you guys that trade the Tokyo session, take a second and zoom out and look at the 4-hour and the daily. Right now, we're currently in consolidation. So it would behoove you to pay attention to where your chessboard lies right now, because that chessboard is going to give you that consolidation. The second thing you need to realize is, as long as this low right here, right? This low right here, this is like the anchor. Friday's low from February 14th. As long as that low is intact, if you taking shorts close to this low, you are in danger, okay? You're in danger, right? So just understand that. That being said, right now, this high from February 25th on Tuesday is acting the same. It has the same effect as this low until it breaks. So understand your dealing range is February 14th low, right, to February 25th's high. If you can just draw boxes at those levels and understand, okay, the closer we get here, I need to be looking for shorts until we break it. But the closer we get to the lows, I need to be looking for longs. Now, currently, we've consolidated, we manipulated, right? Consolidation, we manipulated down. We're probably looking to start expanding. So maybe that thesis that I just gave you might not work out this time, because it looks like now we're in expansion mode, right? So let's drop down to the 15-minute. I want to talk about some things that happened inside of gold last night, tonight, okay? First little nugget I will give you guys, 8:45 to 9:30 p.m. if you're trading Asia. Yes, you can trade it at 6 p.m. You could trade it at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., all of that. All of those work too. But if you want to know when the true move happens, right? Most days it's between 8:45 and 9:30, okay? That's the number. Those are the time frames you really want to lock in on gold, in my opinion, right? This is just my thesis. Nobody else's, my thesis, okay? So when you're looking at that, right, if you just wait for 9:30, right, then you're going to get more information in order to get what you need. We broke structure at 8:45. If you was to just take this candle at 8:45 and just run a box straight across, you'll be surprised at how many times we tap right into the 8:45 candle to go short. But that's, that's some sauce that I don't even think I'm supposed to be sharing with y'all. But anyway, 8:45 candle, short, 9:30, 9:45, targets, PM session lows, or settlement, or whatever this is. I don't know what the fuck this level is, but it's a low right here, right? Then we come back up into London. You got to ask yourself, is London bringing a new high over Tokyo? If the answer is no, you cannot stay in longs past Tokyo's high, right? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. Now you're looking for this consolidation to yield lower prices because we're in a downtrend down here right now, right? So now we come down here and we finally get the three bar reversal pattern at 9:30. Sound familiar? Over here we dumped at 9:30. Over here we pumped at 9:30. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe. I doubt it. You know what I mean? But we come back up here and guess what we can't get above? We can't get above London. We can't get above Tokyo. It's because the market now needs to reset so we can now put in a new low or a new high of day, right? To start the next day. We've already settled. The market's flattened out. Do yourself a favor. Zoom the fuck out when you trade in gold, especially because once you can get in tune with the true direction of price, you will be rewarded handsomely when you're trading the gold. So those are my thoughts on the market. This is the market review. My name is T Hives, and we'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.